Hello again and welcome back to Wingot Plays Nomifactory. We have been making some great progress, and last episode we made the quantum flux deuterium heavy plating, the reactor stabilizer, and the draconic reactor core, meaning we are ready to make our tier 9 micro miner. Let's have a look at what is involved in that. The tier 9, here we go, we can make that micro miner. Perfect. And then we're just going to need to encode the recipe so that it can actually run and produce the output of probably both of these recipes. But to start with, I think we'll just do the universe creation data, because that's the one that gets us close to being able, that's the one that we require in order to get our creative tank. That said, this one here uses a lot less stellar creation data in order to get neutronium nuggets. So this may be useful if we do need a whole lot of neutronium, for example, to run the tier 10 mission. But this stellar creation data, that only requires tier 1 or tier 2 and ultra-dense hydrogen. So that's going to be easy to collect. It's just going to need a lot of it. It's basically going to need 64 of this mission to be run. And in here, well, let's grab this. Cool, that's everything we're going to need to get a universe creation data. Fine. If we grab this one here, 4 stellar creation data with a tier 2 and an ultra dense hydrogen. So all we have to do is plug that in to the system as well. That said, with the setup that we've got here, we also need a piece of paper set up to the correct name as well. So at the moment we've got tier 8 chaos shard. We've got 2 available here, and we could throw an extra one on the back here if we needed to. So that can easily do this tier 9. And then, but yes, with the way that all of these are set up, we actually need the pieces of paper so that we can put those into these patterns. So let's grab a couple of pieces of paper. Perfect, and grab a couple of levels. And then first one, this one is going to be universe creation data, tier 9. Universe creation data. Perfect. And then this one is going to be tier 2 for the ultra dense hydrogen. No, this makes the stellar creation data. Oops. Good. And so if we pop back over here, we can go back to our pattern terminal. This one here, I don't need any of that. So this one here makes 4 stellar creation data, and it'll make the piece of paper. Perfect. We'll hold on to the piece of paper for now. This one here makes the universe creation data page and the universe creation data. Good. So then all we need to do is go up to here. The easiest one to do is going to be this one here, the tier 9, because all we need to do is put the tier 9 in there, put the tier 9 in there, and then we can put that there, put the tier 9 into the system, and that should just work. If we go here, oops, change that to that, cool, put the tier 9 away, we want to craft one of those, and it's just going to complain because we don't yet have the stellar creation data. To get the stellar creation data, we are going to have to defunction one of these that we've already got sitting in the system. So let's see. Ruby gems, we use that one quite a lot. Tier 1 gems, we actually do use that one quite a lot. Radium salt, fine, we use that one a fair bit. Tier 1 ore. Let's have a quick look at that. So the tier 1 ores we use to get redstone ore, which we use for rhodochrosite. Yeah. And salt and a few other things. The gems we do use to get apatite, tricalcium phosphate, diamonds. Okay. So that's both the tier 1s. Over here we've got the radium, which is used to make an aqueduct. And then tier 3 gems gives us ruby. What we might do is we might actually just use this one here. Take that out, put that in. And then this is going to be set to, yeah, do that. Good, and then we should be able to get, in fact, if we request this, then it will automatically actually run all of those tier 2 missions. But let's manually do the tier 2 missions to start with. Let's say we want 8 of those. Okay, go, give that a shot. Still making the tier 9. Einsteinium? What's this trying to make? I'm not sure what this one is trying to make, actually. I'm going to cancel that one. Cool, and so here we've got our tier 2s being crafted, which as soon as it's done, we should see this light up. There we go. And there we go, that's running. And we should up here get stellar creation data, which hasn't yet been configured, but all we need to do is say here that stellar creation data gets to go into the A2 system. Perfect. And so now we should have stored 4. Stored 8. Does it need to finish running before it makes them available? That doesn't sound right. Still, what is this doing? Phosphate, calcium. Is this an auto-generating job? Oh no, this is trying to make motes of omnium, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Wyvern cores. Why is there so many jobs here that I can't explain? Now, this field generator looks like it's stuck. Let me go take a look what's going on there. But it does look like we've got stellar creation data being made now, which is good. We are one step closer to getting our tier 9s up and running. Now let's pop over here. What are you doing? So, neither of these is running. This is set for the ZPM. It's this one over here that's meant to be doing UV. So why is it stuck? UV is going to require soldering alloy. Let's just check that we've got soldering alloy. Yeah, we've got plenty of soldering alloy. I wonder if that's actually meant to be an input bus. But let's have a quick look at this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. Is there space for 14 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That might be 12. Okay, I think this is what our problem is. I think we don't have space in here for the 14 ingredients in order to make the UV. Okay, let's grab out all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's only 12 items. Okay. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it can only, it could fit, but the output bus, of course, would need to be on the end there. And so it would mean we wouldn't have any, well, any space to get around it, really. So what I might look at doing then is I might look to see if I can pop over to here. Yeah, okay, so we could probably try and make it here. or I could just make it on the roof. I think probably for now we'll just make it on the roof here. So there you go, that's the 32 Stellar. So now let's make another 32 while we're at it. Good. And then I want another assembly line. Assembly line casing, fine, we probably need more than that. I want a assembly line, which you craft one of those. Good. Assembler machine. Let's put away all of this stuff that we don't need in our inventory at the moment. That's the pattern. Cool. And in fact, this recipe can just go into the system there. Assembler machine casing is used. Yes, it's used in the assembly line. Fine. Okay, while we're waiting on this, let's have a look. So we need solid steel casing. Cool. We need fluid input hatches, which let's grab 4 of these. We need input bus, and we need output bus. Good. So output bus can go right here. Cool. You're going to output to there. Input bus. In fact, if we raise all of this off the ground is probably the nicest way to do it. So do that. Good, and give me the output buses there. Perfect, and then that can clean up, and we can then put these input buses here. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Good. Now on top of that, we're going to need solid steel machine casing along the edges. Cool. And then this needs fluid hatches and then solid steel behind them. Good. So put that away. Give me the fluid input hatches. Cool. Now we need to go up here. We need a assembly line there, and then that can go up another layer. Oh yes, we need the assembly line casings there. Cool. So then good. And then the assembly line gets to go here. Perfect. And then we need, is that thickened glass? Reinforced glass. Good, and great. There we go, great machine casing. And what is that behind it? That is assembler machine casing. Okay, yep, so we need assembler machine casing, which then basically just fills in all of this space and that space. Good, and then we just need an energy input hatch on the back, which can be a UV tier. Perfect, and then this should work. That should form, shouldn't it? Unless do these need to be solid steel machine casing? Where am I? Yes, okay. Solid steel. Oops. Good. Now all that needs is it needs a CEF here, which is going to be UV tier. Perfect, and that may as well go there. And then we need energy conduits to feed it. Good. And then we are just going to need to reconfigure all of these hatches to 1, point downwards, and 2, then have their various inputs. Perfect, cool. So now just an interface here, which may as well, in fact, I think I want an item interface. Yeah, cool. So let's go look here. Yeah, so item interface there, and then we need item lasers along all of these. Good, and then we just need a laser wrench to connect all of those together. And lastly, I think we need an ME conduit to connect this into the system, and then we can throw that in there, and we should be able to make a UV field generator. Yep, cool. Make that go. It doesn't have the fluid yet. Yep, cool. So then we need just the fluid interfaces. Here with soldering alloy. Good, and then that just needs a little bit of ME conduit. Did I put the ME conduit away? Cool. Oh, need fluids. Oh, there's the ME conduit, fine. Cool. Boom. Now that gets soldering alloy, that gets soldering alloy, and that is running. Perfect. So now we'll get our UV field emitter, which will allow us to make our tier 9. In fact, if we pop over here, cancel this one, then when it gets that field generator, it should count it as completing this job. But what we do need to do is put a interface onto here so that it gets output. There we go. And then we need the ME conduits again, just in order to connect this. Boom. And then we need another piece of fluids just to finish the job. Perfect. And then as soon as we connect that, that should finish that job, and we get our tier 9 produced. As soon as it's ready. Good. So now we can grab out our tier 9 micro miner. Throw that back into the system, and what we want to do is we want to do this tier 9 mission, which will just require it to run 48 of this tier 2 mission first. But let's let that try to run away in the background. Perfect. Now, let's clean up our inventory a bit and throw these away. Perfect. Let's grab a little bit of oxygen. Good. And we've still got 84 neutronium. while we're waiting on that, we might as well go encode our recipe for the tier 10 and see what's involved to get the tier 10 up and running, because I know we're pretty close at the moment, actually. So, packager. No, so we need some of these package recipe holders there, and let's take a look at the tier 10. So, tier 10 needs a lot of this neutronium heavy plating. Oops. Which each need 2 neutronium plates plus an einsteinium. So we'll have to take a look at that, but let's save this. And if we pop over here, I think this one was unused. Perfect. And so then we can take a look at the tier 10, and it doesn't know how to make neutronium heavy plating, neutronium solar panels, or the black hole quantum chest. Okay, the black hole quantum chest is probably quite simple to do. Let's have a quick look here. Black hole quantum chest is just quantum processors. Yeah, that's easy. That can then go here. Perfect. And then next step is the neutronium heavy plating, which is done in a blast furnace, or alternatively the neutronium solar panels, which are made with fusion crafting. And again, it's chaotic tier. If we take a look over here, our chaotic tier, we've actually only got 8 here. So we only need 2 neutronium solar platings to get a tier 10, and the tier 10 gets us the heart of the universe. And the heart of the universe gets us our creative tank. So what I think we're going to do is I think we are just going to manually make these 2 neutronium solar panels, but they are going to need 10 chaotics. So I'm going to have to create give me 2 more of those so that I can actually upgrade them. And then I'm going to need 8 chaos shards, perfect. I'm going to need 8 neutronium ingots. And I am going to need 4 crystal matrices. Which, convenient that we've actually got pretty much everything we need just sitting there. All we need is these 2 draconic fusion. And then we will be able to craft the 2 chaotic that we need. So let's quickly throw that in there, throw that there, and then that there. Cool. And as soon as that's finished making our draconics, oh good, it's already crafting them away. Perfect. Then we can throw them into here and start. Perfect. And yeah, happy with a little bit of manual crafting when we're this close to finishing. Later on, I think we'll need to set up a heart of the universe automation, but we'll have the creative tank by that stage, so it should be a lot nicer. Good, that's done. You put those in there, put those in there, and lastly the crystal matrices. And we are done. Awesome. Meanwhile, we'll grab this Nomifactory, but the only things we've got left in the late game chapter is to make the Naquadah reactor and the Naquadah reactor Mark II, which I'll look at doing soon. But otherwise, we have completed everything up to endgame. We've got our motes of omnium, we've got our exotic materials catalyst. The next step is going to be making chaotic cores, which I think possibly we do need in order to get our heart of the universe. But we'll come back to that in a moment. Actually, that doesn't need to be there, does it? It can be... We might just put it up here. Cool, that'll do. As a scaffolding block, good. But it is going to need power. Perfect. Then that can go there. Good. Now, what we want is neutronium solar panels. So let's have a quick look at that. Tier 9, we don't need you anymore. Tier 10 is what we're trying to make. And so, in fact, let's move that to there. Cool. We've got our universe creation data, or at least it's being created. It doesn't say how much stellar creation data we've got. Apparently, we still need 42 more of these stellar creation data jobs. And it's just taking a while to make the tier 2 micro miner. Okay. So the neutronium solar panels, we do need chaotic cores. We need chaotic cores for this step. So we're going to need chaos shards. We need another 8 of those. No, we're going to need 16 per neutronium solar panel. Okay, let's change that. You may as well cancel that job. And we're going to need 32 of these, which is problematic. We don't have enough dilithium crystals, dark solium ingots, enderium. It looks like we can do half of the job though, so what we might do instead is we might do 16, which will be enough to make 4 chaotic cores. Dark solium ingots. Why do we have a shortage on dark solium ingots? The here 165. You've got everything you need there. 1024. No, it needs tritium. I wonder if there's a tritium shortage. Yes, okay. Then the question is, why is there a tritium shortage? I will be back in just a moment once I've looked into this. And so it turns out that the tritium is just slow to produce. We're only making about 40 every second, and we need 1,000 in order to make our dark solarium ingots. So we can probably very easily fix that issue. All we need is, what is this? It's a centrifuge. So let's grab a ZPM centrifuge and rebuild over here. Fluid, cool. Give me a fluid interface. Good, now that's going to have deuterium. Perfect. And then all we need is the, what was it? It wasn't a chemical reactor, it wasn't an electrolyzer, it was a, it was a centrifuge, wasn't it? Which, turbo centrifuge. Are you creating it? There we go, turbo centrifuge is still being made, fine. Boom, there we go, ZPM. Let's just double check. Yeah, this is a ZPM line. Cool. Now we need a fluid conduit. We need a fluid filter. Good. You fluid filter insert deuterium only on brown. Good. And then you're going to be extracting on black. That should be getting deuterium and it's making tritium. And then we just need a tank, which can just be a standard fluid tank on the top here. And we just need one more fluid filter in order to say that you are only allowed to receive tritium. Oops. There as black, good. And then a fluid storage bus, which can go. I was just wondering if I should move the drawers, but I think probably we'll just set up a new drawer controller if we continue this line. So, piece of fluids there and an ME conduit to connect it to the system. Perfect. Set that to extract only so it doesn't wind up getting something else in it, and perfect. That should fix that, and we should have dark solarium being produced constantly now. Good. Awesome. Now that'll fix our dark solarium. So now we need chaos shards. Let's see if we can do 16 yet. Not yet. We are 13 short. Okay. So it won't take long and I'll be able to make 16. I'll see you once that has happened. And right here we've got the tier 9 producing our universe creation data. Awesome. That is pretty much exactly what we needed to see in order to finish this episode. Everything else that we're doing is working on the tier 10. But this tier 9 was the goal for today. And it's slowly progressing away. As soon as that's done though, we'll have our universe creation data and we will be one step closer to our heart of the universe. And then the only thing we'll have left is this neutronium heavy plating, the neutronium solar panels, and then we'll have our tier 10 up and running, which I'm very much looking forward to. And I think I might just speed through this next bit. See you in just a moment. And here we have it, our first universe creation data. Perfect. That, along with the tier 10, will be everything we need to finally get to our heart of the universe. But that's something we're going to have to leave for another episode. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.